So life pretty much revolves around these guys right now. Still super happy. A couple of other observations. They made the bow string thicker so that it doesn't break, but the material being softer, the whole thing is kind of a noodle. It's a little awkward, the whole bow bends. I want to show you here my Stunt Storm Shadow vintage. It's loose. I never tried to fix it, and it's great because it's like, for stunt, it's great. It behaves like a mannequin. It's yellowed. I'm not afraid to lose it. And I think people are overly obsessed with stiff joints. Loose also has its advantages. Some of us have experienced buying a brand new fig and the joints are frozen because they're stiff. So I kind of like sometimes buying loose joints because at least they work. Now, I wanted to show you this on what I have on the Storm Shadow, my Stunt Storm Shadow. Is the bow. It's the stock bow, but what I did is I glued a string, a fabric string on it with super glue. It has lost its shape because I kept it, but look how cool it is. I also trimmed way back then the backpack just to have one sword, because I think that's what a ninja in the movies looks like. It is, you see a sword, but I don't want to have the whole quiver and garbage that is carrying around like he's going camping or something. And look at this, just go around and holds it. So unfortunately, the string lost its tension being a couple of years stressed out. But yeah, what I might do eventually is to make a 3D printed bow that would be stiffer, a little bigger, and then put a better string. So that might be a custom for this. Okay, so someone asked about the foot pegs. So let's go through time. We used to have round foot pegs. We cracked a lot of those. I have here a vintage plate that was in the accessories pack. And it fit just right. 1983 vehicle, and a cap. And then over the years we had some base plates. Some of them did not fit as well. For me, the reference is really the vintage one, because I never had issues of cracking with them. Now, I do recall in the last years, what was it, Eco Warriors, that the holes, let's see if I can get the focus, started to get funky. So just like the Star Wars figure, the last year, so this is what, Long Arm, don't quote me on the year, and the last Cobra Commander, the holes started to get hexagonal instead of round. And that makes sense from engineering purposes. Instead of trying to have the perfect tolerance, also production went to Indonesia on these guys in the last years. A hex hole is kind of a good solution to, you don't have a tightness all around, but you have like 6 points. So it's like a mechanical solution to assure a good fit. And it's pretty stiff. Now, these guys are kind of weird. What I've noticed in some figures is the hole starts like overly wide and then it gets tight. And see, it doesn't fit at all. So like these figures don't fit the regular pegs. They just fall off. It's too loose. And then those weird Joes, the comic packs, I don't know what year they were, same thing. They went with some funky hexagonal holes on old mold and kind of fits there. This one here, what was it? So I forgot his name, but same thing. So awkward. And yeah, the fit is really weak because the tightness is, it's almost like they need longer posts to hold them. Now, let's see what they've done to our new Retro 2022 figures. Aha! They went hex. And like I mentioned before, it is a softer plastic. It is like a little rubbery. It has a bit of give, so we're not going to crack it. Let's see how it fits on a vintage thing. Oh, it's tight. But we're not afraid of cracking it. Oh, it's good. Okay. Let's try on the 90s stand. Ooh, smooth. That's also because it's a softer plastic. Let's try here. Decent. Very soft, rubbery feel. Let's try on the vehicle. And I suspect they've done the same thing in the knee joints, like the knee hole is not round, but it's probably hexagonal, which would explain why it's stiff. It's got some soft spot and hard spots. So yeah, it looks like it's You know, it's stiff, but oh, that's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be good. You know what this means? We're gonna have some interesting. So let's do snake eyes, same thing. It looks round. Oh, it looks round here. Interesting. So on snake eyes, because they have enough meat, they chose to stay round. Oh no, it's got a hex. The bottom of the hole looks like it's hexagonal. I'm trying to focus the iPad here. And the storm shadow is obvious. It could be the color, could be wrong. Let's see how the fit is. Oh, that is stiff. Now, my bad. I forgot that the retro figures come with a base plate. It's easy to identify because it says made in Vietnam, SA, right? And then this the vintage classic one was the Hong Kong. So this is like the oldest plate I have. Ooh, 87 made in Hong Kong. And then these guys were, oh my gosh, this is tough. Made in China. I cannot even read. 92. Oh, this is 92. Okay, so this is 90s. Now let's see how it would fit in a vintage vehicle. So this is an original Snowcat, not reissue. Yeah, looks decent. You have to work it up a bit. It looks like it works. And the material being softer, we can really go without any fear. Like I would never hold a vintage figure like this, you know, by the leg twisting sideways, because, you know, you would break the knee pin. So this is pretty good.